If you ever ran paid Facebook ads or you wanted to, you know that the most common questions come around the Facebook pixel. All right, guys, so I'm right here in a fairly new ad account for my wife's lash online course business. So most of the questions that I've seen online, and I have a couple of tutorials about how to create Facebook ads from scratch. I'll make sure I list those in the description below. But this specific tutorial, it's about Facebook pixels and how to create the Facebook pixel, why is it important, and how you're probably leaving a lot of money on the table if you're not utilizing it, right? So I'm not going to show you how to create from scratch a Facebook ad, because like I said, I have another tutorial just about that. It's about 20 to 30 minute tutorial, so I'll link that in the description below. But essentially you need to go to business.facebook.com and create an ad account and connect your Facebook business page, and then connect your Instagram page to be able to run ads from both places. So once you are in there, you have to click this tab that's right here on the left top corner where it says Events Manager. So once you are inside of Events Manager, you have this tab here that says Data Sources. So essentially what a Facebook pixel allows you to do is mainly two things. Number one, it allows you to create audiences, right? So for example, if I'm right here into my wife's webinar funnel, and for those of you that don't know what a funnel is, I'll make sure I list an entire playlist. It's like a 2 to 3 hour crash course on how to create a sales funnel, how to use this platform that I'm sharing right here, which is ClickFunnels. So this is a full webinar funnel that has a registration page, a confirmation, it has the broadcast room, the replay room. We're not using so far the indoctrination pages, but essentially those are just some more bonus trainings. Then she has an actual sales page. Then we have the order page, and then the receipt. And then lately we also added a sales strategy call for people that want to book a call, right? So essentially, the first thing that the Facebook pixel allows us to do is allows us to create audiences from people that land on each individual page, right? So for example, let's preview this page. Once we install the Facebook pixel right here inside of this page, we are able to tell Facebook, hey, create an audience of people that land on this page, right? Then we can also exclude people that land on the confirmation page, right? So people that land on the confirmation page means that they became a lead, right? So if I want to run some retargeting ads and I want to just target people that clicked on the initial registration page, which is, let me go back, which is this one, the full-time lash artist registration page, but they did not become a lead. Well, now I can tell Facebook, hey, Facebook, create an audience of people that only clicked on this page, but exclude people that landed on the confirmation page, right? So essentially what we need to do is we have to come here into the data sources. And for you, if this is the first time that you're doing this, you may not see this this kind of link here that says pixel. You may just see a button right here on the right side that says create pixel, right? So I'm going to click inside of it so you can see exactly what it is. So as you can see, this pixel itself gives us a couple options to do. Number one, it allows us to create an audience like we just mentioned. It allows us to create a custom conversion, like if you want to track specific events, somebody that became a lead, somebody that purchased something from us, somebody that signed up for our email newsletter, if that's the case, right? Or right here where you have this button says setup, and this is where you want to go for the first time. And not just for the first time, every time when you have a new funnel, you want to come here and you want to click this setup page, setup tab, and click install pixel. So once we click install pixel, Facebook gives us a few options. They say you can add the code using a partner integration, manually add the pixel code to your website, or email the instructions to a developer. Now, you don't need to be tech savvy for this. I'll show you step by step. So, if you have some troubles with a few things not adding up on your end, just pause the video and I guarantee that it'll work. It's actually not that difficult unless you use some really complicated WordPress plugin. So I always go with manually add pixel code to website. So once you click this tab, this whole thing opens up. So as you can see, the moment I just put the mouse on top of it, it kind of highlights the entire code and it says copy code to clipboard. So once I click it, it's pretty much copied in the browser. And now I can go inside the page. So as you can see here, I got this first registration page. So I go to edit the page, because this is, and this can work on any kind of page builder. You can use Kartra, you can use lead pages. This is ClickFunnels. So if you're using ClickFunnels, obviously, this is the fastest way for you to do it. If you're using WordPress, or there are like a lot of them, Ontraport, Infusionsoft, every platform has this. So we have to go here into the tracking code tab. So I hit tracking code, and as you can see, it's already installed. But if I want to, let's say I install this for the first time, usually you would see something like this. You want to make sure you install it in the header, not in the footer. So the pixels have to be installed in the header. So I just have to hit paste or Command V if you are on a Mac, or Control V if you are on a Windows device. So as you can see, it's pasted right here. You want to make sure it starts with this. So it's super simple to copy. Like I said, you just click it, it's copied. You come inside the website or funnel page builder, and you go and paste the code right there. So that's it. You want to make sure next you hit save. I'm not going to hit save because this one already had it installed. So I actually have to go in there and delete it because I already have it in here, right? So I'm going to go right here and just delete this one. And then we'll explain what's the next step for you. So I'm going to have to click delete and then go back. So this process, installing the Facebook pixel, has to be replicated on every single page inside of your funnel. So this applies to you if you have a blog and you have multiple blog posts. You have to install the pixel, and WordPress might have a plugin that just allows you to install the code on just one page, and then you can tell WordPress, hey, make sure he fires up every time when somebody lands on any page. But inside of a page builder like this, you have to physically go into every single page and replicate the process. I mean, it's not that hard. It probably take you, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes top, because you literally just have to copy and paste. So you have to go in every single page inside of your funnel and paste the code in every single one of them, right? So let's repeat real quick what this allows us to do. Once you have installed the pixel on every single page, as you can see right here, we got these options that allows us to create a custom audience. So once you have installed the pixel on every single page, you want to come here and you want to click custom audience. And then what you want to do is you want to come in here and kind of understand first what it is. So you can create a pixel of people that landed just on one domain alone. So for example, you see that it says in here all website visitors in the past 30 days. So I usually do audiences 30, 60, 90 days, and 180 days. Facebook only allows us so far, like in 2020, only allows us to go back 180 days, or as far as 180 days. I mean, you can't really install the pixel now and hope that the audience 6 months ago will be tracked, because that's not going to happen. But moving forward, everybody that will land and click on your page for the next 6 months, you can track them back, right? So that's pretty much what this means. Now, another thing that you can do is you can actually target people that only visited specific web pages. So what you can do this by clicking on this tab, and then we have to go inside of ClickFunnels, or in your case, whatever page builder you're using, and we have to copy this URL here on top. But it's very, very important to not miss this step. You don't want to just paste. Let me show you real quick. If I just paste this, it seems that I didn't copy the actual URL. So I have to copy this this entire URL here, and as you can see, it's fulltime-artist.com/lash class. But if I would just paste this one here, this is one URL, right? But if I go into the browser and if I paste this, you'll see something happening. And that's because of the website builder kind of doing an automated redirect, which doesn't really affect me with everything that I'm doing inside of the funnel, but it would really affect me by not triggering the clicks going to that URL. So what I actually have to do is I have to copy this URL right here, and then I have to go inside of Facebook, and instead of saying this URL, I would have to paste the actual URL that loads up once I click it inside. So it's really important. So make sure, even if you're using Kajabi, even if you're using Ontraport, Infusionsoft, or other page builders, make sure don't just copy and paste the URL. Actually copy it and paste it in the browser, and then come to Facebook and paste the actual URL that loads up, right? So I would say people who visited specific web pages in the last 180 days, and you can name it, let's say, Lash Webby page visitors, and then I make something like this, 180 days. 180 days. And that's pretty much how I create an audience. Now, one other thing that I would suggest you do is, again, the same exact thing. If you install the pixel on every single page, you would now create an audience from every single page. That's the purpose of installing the pixel on every page, so you can actually track, include, or exclude audiences based on their behavior, based on which pages they landed on. You want to make sure that you can have control of those audiences, meaning you have control of the ads that you show to them by including or excluding based on that behavior, right? So again, if you would create an audience of people landed on the confirmation page of the actual webinar, what do you think we'll do, right? We'll go here, we'll copy this URL that shows up right here inside of the funnel. And instead of going to Facebook, we would actually paste it. Let me just copy it again. So we would actually paste it in the browser. And as you can see, the URL actually changed, right? So I copy it again. I come back to Facebook and I hit create audience, custom audience, right? And I just replicate the same exact process for every single page, right? Because at the end of the day, that's the main reason why you want to do this. You want to control the audience and show them different type of ads. So you would say, I want to create an audience of people that visited a specific web page in the past. You know, if you're doing it for 90 days, let's assume we do 90 days now. And we paste this URL and we say Lash Webby confirmation page visitors, or I would also call them Webby leads. Webby comes from webinar, and I would say 90 days. Oh, I can add, oh, hold on. I would say 90 days. All right. So you hit create audience, and that's pretty much what it is. And again, you would do the same thing for webinar broadcast, webinar replay, sales page, order page, receipt page, strategy call. Everybody that lands on each of these pages, you want to make sure you track them individually, right? So that's the process of creating audiences from your Facebook pixel. The next step is creating custom conversions. So there are a couple of ways to do this. First things first, you want to come here where it says create custom conversion. So Facebook, again, will ask you what type of conversion you want to create and what's the behavior of the person that becomes a conversion, right? So essentially you could say, people that land on the registration page and also land on the confirmation page, those people are leads. Those people are a custom conversion, right? However, I like to just keep things simple because think about it. There's no other way for somebody to easily guess, right? A really long URL like this, like fulltimelashartist.com/webinar confirmation 7Q0, right? Like that's impossible. So what I actually do, I would actually just copy the thank you page, and I would say, well, somebody that lands on this specific page, meaning the thank you page, it means that it's a lead because there's no other way around it. You cannot become a lead if you, right? Like there's no other way to land on the thank you page. Therefore, there's no other way to become a webinar registrant, right? So I come right here and I say Lash webinar leads. And then I would come here where it says category, and I got lead in here. So there are a couple ways to do this. You can also find complete registration if that's what you want. However, for this particular reason, I just call it a lead. I don't give it a value for people that become leads from a webinar registration point. However, if you want to give it a value, I would give a value to somebody that, for example, I'm going to come here to the order page. So somebody that orders a product. So my wife has, I think 3 or 4 different products that people can purchase. One is $100, I think. The other one is like 20 something. Let's go and see real quick. Let's go down. So it's 97, 2 payments of 57, and then also 997, and they can also upgrade. So for example, if I would say, well, somebody that landed on this page, but and then they landed on a specific receipt page, well, for that one, I could give it a value. I can tell it, hey, it's 997 or it's 297 or 397, whatever, right? So I'm pretty sure you get the point. And then at that point, you can put the value in here, and it will track as US dollars or whatever the currency that you have in your country if you're not in US. So for this particular custom conversion, I would not do an actual value. I would just leave it blank because this is a webinar lead, right? So I would say create lead, and that's pretty much what it is on this particular one. However, what you need to do next is we have to go into install pixel again. And this is the way that I like to do it because I like to keep things simple and pretty clean. And because we installed the pixel already, we have to click continue. And now we got this little thing here that says manually add event code. So I'm going to show you in a second that the thing that you have to do, it's super simple, and it only applies to the page that you actually want to trigger that specific conversion. So let's assume we may need to change this from e-commerce to professional services. And I'm going to go down into leads, right? And then from leads, this code, and again, if you are tracking a purchase, you would actually say in here, okay, my conversion value is, I don't know, $2.97, and it's US dollars. If you are tracking a purchase, but for the purpose of this reason, because it's a webinar lead, what I would do is I would just have to click copy this code right here. I have to go to the actual page that tracks our webinar registrants, meaning this is the confirmation page. So I would have to click edit page, and I need to go inside of the tracking code the same way that I did when I installed the pixel, and I have to go into the tracking code again. And super simple. As you can see in here, what I'm tracking is actually registration, but the thing that you have to keep in mind is you just have to go where it says end Facebook pixel code, and then paste that little thing to make sure that it tracks what you want to track. So keep that in mind, because if you're not doing this step, it's not going to track properly what you want to track, like the custom conversion that you want to track, right? So again, it's super simple. You just click this code, it automatically copies it to your browser. You go inside of it. Again, this only applies to the page that you want to track, that it's a conversion, a custom conversion. So this can be the receipt page of an order page. So not every page, just the thank you page, the registration confirmation, the receipt page. So essentially, just as a universal rule for this only gets installed on the actual confirmation page or thank you page. So that's pretty much it in terms of tracking. And then you just hit done, and that's it. Your event is automatically tracked by Facebook. So let's do a quick recap. In order for you to get started with your Facebook pixel, you have to, go inside of your business.facebook.com, and then you have to click these three dots. Of course, you have to create an ad account. If you haven't created one, I'll make sure I list in the description below a full tutorial on how to do that. But then once you have that one out of discussion, then you go into the events manager and you click events manager, right? So then you have to go into setup, install pixel, and then step by step, just follow the steps inside of this video, because it's walking you through step by step. So let me know in the comments if this tutorial was helpful, but don't go anywhere, because right here on my right, I'll put a full training. It's a crash course, like a 30-minute crash course on how to create Facebook ads from scratch. So let me know in the comments what you think about this tutorial, and smash that like button to mess around with the YouTube algorithm. And don't go anywhere. Start watching the next video coming up. I think you'll enjoy it.